Hello everyone. In this video we'll create a nice scene switching portal effect. In the level we can see two different textures as the switching scenes. All of these steps can be done inside a material using just the basic material nodes. So let's get started. First, we need to prepare two background textures. Any images will do. We don't need cube maps this time, because we'll use triplanar projection to simulate a 3D-like look from a 2D texture, which looks very similar to a cube map. Now create the material. Set the blend mode to masked, shading model to unlit, and enable two-sided. Next, create the base portal shape. We can use the same shape as in the previous video. Let's quickly go through it. Mask both UV directions. Control the edge with dynamic material parameters. After tweaking the values, we get a simple portal shape. If we want pixelated edges or other styles, we can add extra noise textures as we did in the earlier video. But since our focus here is the scene switching, we won't modify the edge further. Name this shape Big Shape. Then duplicate these nodes, add a width parameter, and name it Small Shape. Subtract the two to get the highlight edge. Now let's create the core of this video, the switching mask. Add a text chord. And if we want a tilted look, we can add the material function custom rotator, otherwise just work directly. Boost the intensity to 4, then subtract half of that value to keep it centered. Take the absolute value to get symmetry, add a 1- for the base shape. Let's use one float to control it, which will make it easier to adjust the mask size later. Then pixelate it. Multiply by 6. Floor or seal. And divide by 6. This gives a stepped, symmetrical mask. Next, use the final dynamic material parameter, name it mask, and control it with a lerp. The alpha is the symmetric mask from above. Connect input A directly to the mask, and input B to the mask. Subtract 0.5. This makes the mask start appearing from the edges. Multiply the output by 0.2 to reduce intensity. Then add a sign, so the output cycles between -1 and 1. No matter how we increase the mask value, it will wave back and forth. Finally, saturate to clamp it between 0 and 1. Now add another text chord, this time masking the G channel. Subtract it from saturate to get a top-to-bottom wave effect. Then use 1- and another subtraction to get a bottom-to-top shape. If we don't want a smooth transition, add seal to get sharp steps. Name these top and down. After the mask is ready, create the grid pattern. Add a text chord with custom rotator, set to -0.125, matching the mask rotation. Multiply by 10, take frac to get multiple 0 to 1 gradients. Use smooth step with min is 0.5 and max is 0.6. This looks like a nice grid. Then saturate and step with 0.5 to keep some transition for the grid's highlight edge. Do the same for the Y direction. Multiply these with top and down respectively to get two undulating grid effects. Take the max of them to get a clean combined shape. Name this small mask. Duplicate these nodes to make a big mask. Just change the step values to 0.9 and 0.1 so the edge is slightly larger. Subtract them to get the highlight edge lines. Then multiply by particle color and boost by 5. And rename this to switch color. Now the final part, the scene switching effect. Use the material function triplanar camera vector to simulate a cube map from a 2D texture. Connect a preview texture. The result isn't perfect yet. Add an offset using a vector, add some disturbance. Use text chord with a panner, connect a noise texture with strength 0.05. Add it to the vector and feed it into the offset. Tweak the vector values 0.3, 0.6, 0.1 to center the desired pattern. Adjust tiling to 0.8. Okay, it looks pretty good. If we want to change the pattern displayed in the center of the image, we can then adjust Vector 3D. That's the triplanar projection for the first texture. Duplicate this setup and swap in the second background texture. Use these two outputs as the input A and B of a lerp. The alpha is small shape multiplied by small mask, so the switch only happens inside the portal interior. Multiply again by small shape to keep the outside area free from the background textures. The exterior only gets the portal highlight edge and grid highlight color. Add particle color multiplied by the edge parts. Add the scene color. And feed the result into emissive color. Use big shape as the opacity mask. This completes the simple switching portal material. We only need 2 background textures and nodes provided by the engine to create it. Now set up the Niagara system. Use a mesh renderer with a plane mesh. Assign the material. Spawn count 1. Set a long duration. Adjust rotation to face the correct direction. Set lifetime to 10 seconds. Add a user parameter color to control the grid edge and highlight color. Then add dynamic material parameters to control the shape and switching. For the U direction, at key 0 value 0.1, at 0.3 reach 0.3, at 0.9 start decreasing, at 1 go to 0. For V direction, delay slightly, start at 0.1, reach max 0.4, at 0.2, start decreasing at 0.8, reach 0 at 0.9. This staggered expansion/contraction looks better. Set width to 0.03. Note that the V direction defaults to 0. Set it to 0.01 so we can see the horizontal first then vertical expansion. For the mask, use curve. Start at 0.2, fully open at 0.3, value 1.4. Stay at 1.4 until 0.7, then add 0.8 set to 3 to trigger the scene switch. The exact value can be tuned manually in the material for best results. Place it in the level. If it's too small, scale it up. Oh, the grid highlight affects the portal edge. Add small shape as a mask in the material to keep it inside. Often we don't need the outer edge highlight at all. We can use static meshes for a more detailed portal frame and let the material only handle the inner scene. We can choose based on our needs. Okay, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.